It's not every day you get the entire OG team that worked on a game to come back together to work on a new game in the same universe. So let's get into it, shall we? So, if you lived under a rock, guess what? Earthworm Jim's coming back. If you don't know what Earthworm Jim is, then you must have lived under a rock and didn't own a Super or a Genesis. One of the three. Anyway, point is, the game's coming back. The original team has gotten back. Here we go. There's, of course, a nice little tweet brought up here. Here it is, the big news over 20 years in the making. Earthworm Jim is back with the entire original team and exclusively on the Intellivision Amigo. Wait, what? Intellivision Amico? Anyway, live chat with the team during our first design meeting this Saturday. Press release. Yeah, I already knew it was apparently exclusively to whatever that is. I'm not too sure on that. Like, seriously, I would love to see Earthworm Jim come back. However, if I can't get that thing on Steam, or the PlayStation Store, or the Xbox Store, or something like that, I'm not going to be able to play it. If you bring it out for something else that, for all I know, could go the way of the Ouya, well, I guess that's just where it will be. And that's a bummer. But that's not what we're here to talk about, because we're here to talk about journalists and their inability to properly do their job. So now that we got all that out of the way and you happen to still be here, this is what we're actually talking about. It's not really just Earthworm Jim. I mean, it is Earthworm Jim related, but this here, let's see, is what we're wanting to talk about. Is Chris Scullion? Nobody really cares. Anyway, I'm so excited for this game, but this is what we really want to talk about right here. Is replying to another person going, "Oh my gosh, can't believe this is happening. I owned it on Genesis. I love this. Who doesn't love Doug TenNapel?" And TenNapel has a past. I mean, he's apparently a very controversial person, from what I've been told. He leans more conservative, and that's apparently where all his controversies come from. It's the fact that he doesn't lean to the left like the rest of these people. He doesn't lean to the side of the SJW, the NPC crowd. That's why he's controversial. Anyway, that's from what I've been told, what I've heard, what I've read, that sort of thing. So, whatever. Can't fault the guy for that. Anyway, so Chris replies, "Quite a few people, to be fair. I'm so excited for this game, but it's going to be a struggle supporting him personally." And then, of course, there's something. But, this is what we really want to get down to. Anyway, I totally respect and appreciate that Tommy, as a journalist, I'm 100% keen to cover the Amico in general and review as many games as possible. But I hope you appreciate that it may be trickier for me to review this one if Doug is involved. I don't mean any hard feelings, man, and wish you every success with the Amico in general. Why? Seriously, why? What does it matter? And I'm sure this is somebody else saying the same thing. But anyway, what does it matter that Doug TenNapel works on it? Seriously, who gives two rat asses about it? Not I. For all I know, somebody working on a brand new indie game makes a smash hit, like it goes Minecraft wild out there. And then people start digging into their past, and turns out he was a neo-Nazi back in the day or something. And he's converted into, I don't know, Buddhism or something since then. And, you're going to sit there and tell me that I should suddenly hate his game that he made because he was a neo-Nazi years ago and changed himself, or maybe is a current one, or I should review it differently? I'm sorry, we're talking about reviews. I should review his game differently based on that information? That is bollocks. That's ridiculous. It's stupid. Seriously. You know, he sits there and he's like, it might be trickier because Doug's involved, so I may not be able to give it the score it deserves because Doug's involved. Why? You're the reason. Look, dude, seriously, Chris, listen to me. Chris, are you listening? Are you listening to the words coming out of my mouth? This is why people hate you. No joke. This is the reason why people don't go to you for reviews. This is why people archive your shit, talk about it on YouTube, and make fun of it. Because you are biased. You can't sit there and review a game for its merits. You can't sit there and review a game based on what it has to offer, on what it provides. No, you have to sit there and review it based on what you feel, if it ticks this box. Does it have this? Does it lean this politically? Does it have this political message in it? Who worked on it? Oh, yeah, that guy doesn't, he's on the other side. We're going to have to give it a bad review based on that. That's ridiculous. So asinine. I can't... Serious, the fact that people like this are still employed drives me nuts. How you haven't gone the way of the dodo at this point. And of course, this brings me back to the thing that I mentioned, I joke about and talk about in previous videos and stuff when I'm talking about this stuff. So I figured I'd look it up real quick because I never actually show it. But this here is the IGN rating for Pokemon Sapphire version back in the day, the OG, back, GBA 2003 rating for back when IGN was actually halfway decent for the game. They talk about what they think. The presentation's a 9, the graphics are a 6. I mean, it is a GBA game, so they give it fair enough. The sound was an 8. The gameplay was a 10. Lasting appeal, a 10. And they've got like a 3-page thing here explaining how this game is, reviewing the aspects of this game, the little aspects of the game. This here, same game, 2014, same, review site, different reviewer, by the way, and a lower score. What are the main differences between the two games? One is a remake with a revamped engine, new Pokemon altogether, new different things into the game, or new, I can't think of what they're called now, extras. Anyway, just stuff that wasn't originally there in the previous game, like, the ability to, feed your Pokemon little treats and pet them and stuff like that, among other stuff, that wasn't around back in Sapphire. And honestly, this game should be, at least a 9 at this point, in my opinion. Maybe if you're comparing it to, say, maybe the previous game that just came out, but if you were to compare, say, the remake to its original counterpart, it should be on par, in my opinion. However, maybe if you're gonna go ahead and compare it to the last game in the series, it probably would be a little bit on the stale side, because not a lot changed between the two games. It was still the same game. It was just a remake of an older game in the newer engine. But other than, the things that were available to do and stuff like that, not a whole lot changed on it. So, a decent, fair critique of it would be nice, I guess, as you could say. Anyway, this game here barely has a page. Maybe you can call that 2 pages. I'm not sure. I'd have to look to see how long these pages are. Yeah, maybe about 2 pages worth of a critique on it, if you can call it that. But you know, it becomes a 7.8, right? Gorgeous detail, post-game content, some smart updates. Not really sure what that even means. Can I click that? No. Okay. Pokemon Alpha Sapphire introduces needed updates and gorgeous new views of Hoenn, but a clear view reveals its dated holdovers. Well, see, that's the thing. It really didn't. I mean, I played that game. There were no dated holdovers, other than, you know, the fact that HMs were a thing back then, and I don't think they are in the new games. That, I guess, could be an outdated holdover. There's nothing wrong with HMs, by the way. We're not here to review the game, but their biggest reason, and I feel like this changed because the last time I saw it, I think it was on their video, and its only con at the time was too much water. Now it's too much water and too many HMs because, you know, people complained about, seriously, too much water. And I think when they were playing the video, they had the water starter and all this other stuff. And, you know, given the context of where Hoenn is and other stuff, and, you know, you're playing Alpha Sapphire, which is all about the water and Kyogre and things like that, too much water gives it a bad score. So why did I go into this? Because of this right here. Because of this journalist, Chris here. Because Chris is willing to give this game a bad review based on who works on it. So I fully expect, if we were to get a card similar to what we're looking at right here, how it's going to look is going to be like, it's okay or good or something, with like a nice 7.8 down here, or 6.8 or 5.8. It's going to have a list of a few pros, and then on the right side it's going to say con, Doug TenNapel worked on it. That's just what I fully expect to see as a result. Anyway, just wanted to briefly touch on this, talk about it, you know, because gaming journalists suck so much. Stick to YouTube, people. Stick to Twitch for all your updates and your, coverage on different video games. If you like it or not, stay away from places like IGN and other stuff, because they are not going to give the game a fair shake. That's all I got to say on that. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Until then, I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.